Welcome to the show, Focus Daily TV. Here on Focus Daily TV, we speak about biblical prophecy and how it applies to the so-called African Americans who are actually the children of God, Israelite, Jerusalem. We've been speaking lately about the money changers and how the beast system of fiat currency was brought into existence. One of the key events that helped the evil one bring in this system was the so-called Great Depression. Was the Great Depression a false flag? That's what we're here to determine. As usual, we're going to react to a video, and I'll chime in and add on. Let's go.
Economic calamity, which started in 1920. The Great Depression was a dramatic worldwide economic calamity which started in 1929 and lasted until the late 30s. Most people
Now keep in mind, this was truly indeed a false flag, an economic panic that was created in order to force humans, citizens, men and women, to buy into this new fiat system, which was totally against the will of God. The will of God states that gold and silver was his. Gold and silver belonged to God. Gold and silver would ensure a peaceful land during such pressing times.
believe it began with the U.S. stock market collapse of October 1929. By 1932, U.S. stocks were only worth 20% of what they were prior.
Now, previously, in earlier recent shows, we've been discussing Jekyll Isle, J.P. Morgan, and his cohorts, and the CFR, the Council of Foreign Relations. The Council of Foreign Relations was brought in, and they immediately began to manipulate people through the media, and this helped plant the fear that brought forth this Great Depression. Immediately before the Great Depression, America was booming as it could. However, in order to bring in, once again, this New World Order or beast system, they had to create a panic. And the panic that they created was this Great Depression, which eventually led to a world war.
The Great Depression was a dramatic worldwide economic calamity which started in 1929 and lasted until the late 30s. Most people believe it began with the U.S. stock market collapse of October 1929. By 1932, U.S. stocks were only worth 20% of what they were prior to the crisis, and 1 year later, almost half of all United States banks had failed. By 1935, roughly 750,000 farms.
And immediately, once this crisis began, coincidentally, which they would like us to think, they began to demand that all people turn in their gold. Once again, was this a false flag? Was this crisis created just to bring in this new fiat system, this new stock market system? Let's continue.
Had been lost to bankruptcy or distressed sales. European countries, debilitated by the debt they've accumulated due to World War I, dealt with a severe depression and a sovereign debt crisis ultimately emerged. In Germany, for example, unemployment reached 25%, and among other things, this economic disaster led to Hitler's Nazi Party becoming the
That's J.P. Morgan right there.
top political actor after the 1932 elections. Worldwide trade was devastated by the Great Depression, with countries engaging in so-called trade wars by limiting imports. And by the same year, 1932, global trade crashed to half of the pre-crisis volume. Unfortunately, trade wars degenerated into an actual armed conflict, which caused over 60 million deaths. World War II. Make no mistake, most wars have been caused by economic factors to a very large degree. Let's learn from the past and not let this happen again. 1929, which started.
Exactly. Let's learn from the past. Here on Focus Daily TV, we take you into the past and we bring truth to the historical events that's been presented to us in a false fashion. This was a brief show today. I just wanted to point out that the Great Depression was indeed a false flag in order to bring in, once again, the beast system of fiat currency, registration, and reclassification. But until next time, Focus Daily, y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe, support the channel. Hashtag Focus Daily TV, and we out.